My name is Khalil Brown. I'm studying business management with the emphasis on international studies, Spanish minor, and I studied abroad in Seville, Spain. I love history, so Spain is rich in history, and I wanted to learn the authentic language. I was mostly going for the academic benefits of just catching up on my Spanish minor, but really I didn't take into consideration how good the experience was for me. Coming from a minority family, they're kind of skeptical, you know, family is everything, so being away for an extended period of time was very tough for them to understand and embrace. For me, it was kind of just letting them understand I'm gonna do this. This is a once in a lifetime experience, and this is something I want to do. So, you know, whether that was, hey mom, like let's look at the brochures for Spain, or let's look at the videos for Madrid, you know. And actually, my mom ended up coming out to Madrid just to see it. The support at first is kind of tough because there's a lot of expenses, there's a lot of uncertainties, there's a lot of unknowns, but in the end, they did really support me. The Spanish culture is so different than American culture. It was a smaller community in Seville compared to like Madrid and Barcelona, so they embraced me. All the people there are just amazing. Like, I tried out for the basketball team there. I played with the guys there, and you know, they invited me over to their house for siesta. You know, we're just like sharing experiences through basketball, through, you know, me studying abroad there, them wanting to come to the United States. So it was just a bonding moment. And you know, even to this day, I still talk to most of them. Those are people that I think that will be my friends forever. You know, those are lifelong friends that I made, and I really do cherish that moment. Biggest challenge is the language barrier during the first couple months. You know, you take the intensive courses and you take your Spanish courses here, but when you go out, there's a lot different. You know, a lot of times the things you learn aren't, you know, quote unquote correct or commonly used. So that language barrier was the toughest for me. And then outside of just, you know, classes and stuff like that, just being away from family. I went during the fall semester, so you're missing Thanksgiving and Christmas, you know, very family-oriented holidays. You get a little bit homesick and you can't, you know, make a quick phone call because you're 10 hours, 12 hours ahead. It was a little bit difficult, but once I found my group, the basketball guys, they just included me like I was their family. So that was my little family out there. Being a Black American, you know, you are the minority, especially at NAU. You know, sometimes I'm the only Black kid in my class, or you know, I'm walking through campus and you don't see a lot of people that look like me. You know, it's harder to come by. So going to Spain, especially, I noticed that the Black community is a lot smaller even than here, but it's more of an embracive culture. So I didn't feel any type of racial slurs or racial bias towards me. It was more just of, oh, you know, you're American. It wasn't, you're a Black American. I was, you know, there was only one other Black student in the study abroad class, or sometimes I'm the only American in the class, you know, and then being the only Black American, you know, is a double minority. So there's no one to relate to a lot in those issues. You know, you can't really talk to everybody about, you know, the issues going on back home, or where do I get my hair cut? You know, not a lot of people cut my hair. You know, that's something small, but you know, it takes time to understand your place in society, and it was a lot harder, especially because of the language barrier. Use this experience to build yourself. Most of the times we come from situations that aren't equal to our peers. Use this to grow. This is a moment for you to understand yourself, understand your true identity, because you're by yourself. You can't call mom every day. You can't go home on the weekends and stuff like that. So this is your time to really find your true identity and know who you want to be, and find that person. For me, it did open my eyes to see the world from more of like a loving perspective, you know, more of a community perspective, because coming from a Jamaican background, we love our family. We do anything for our family. So seeing that community-based experience was refreshing for me. Once I went there, I just realized like the world is so much bigger than NAU or United States. I think it opened my eyes to realize there's so many cultures to explore. There's so many things that you can do outside of your comfort zone. So just stepping out of that comfort zone for me is my biggest life lessons I learned from that.